with you from NFL Live, Dan Orlovsky, Dan Graziano, Riddick. I'm Wendi Nix. We're getting to that point in the offseason where really rosters are coming into focus. For the most part, we know what teams will look like. Certainly the draft, a big part of team building, Lewis. And when you sort of look at the landscape, which team out there would you say is most improved or among the most improved just via the draft?
Yeah, the team everyone is going to hate to hear me say, and that's the New England
Patriots.
Patriots. I mean, it just is. I mean, their draft just fell exactly the way they wanted it to. They got tremendous value. Really, through the entire three-day draft process, they added wide receiver depth, they added a pass rusher, they added a running back, they added offensive lineman that Dante Scarnecchia is going to turn into starters. I mean, the rich just keep getting richer with this football team.
One thing that stands out to me, I don't know if it's the most improved team, but Pittsburgh's first-round pick of Devin Bush was such a huge sort of now pick, need pick, because the hope obviously is that he'll stabilize that whole defense in the middle, give them something similar to hopefully what Ryan Shazier used to give them. So I look at that as a team that really addressed its biggest need in a major way in the draft. And I think if the Steelers do get things together on defense, they could be one of the more improved teams in the league after missing the playoffs last year.
I love what Philadelphia did. I mean, Andre Dillard at tackle, who the best pass-blocking tackle in this draft, and they got Miles Sanders and Arcega-Whiteside. Arcega-Whiteside was the best receiver in this draft when it comes to contested catches. And so you've added weapon at back, weapon at receiver, a great, potentially great tackle on offense. I love their draft.
It's interesting that you say that because maybe it's just me, but I feel like Philadelphia has sort of flown under the radar a little bit. I mean, we've talked about the quarterback situation, but outside of that, not a whole lot of talk. Is this a team, Dan, that exceeds expectations in 2019 or drops back a little bit? Oh,
exceeds expectations. This is one of the best teams in all of the NFC. You're going to get Carson Wentz back, hopefully healthy. You've got Deshaun Jackson back in the mix, which is going to be huge for this offense. Both those tight ends are going to step forward. Arcega-Whiteside, like I said, they brought in Malik Jackson. They re-signed Barnett's going to come back healthy. They re-signed the defensive end. Help me with his name. Brandon Graham. That secondary is going to get healthy. So this is a good football team.
Go ahead, Dan.
I just think we're used to them being good at this point, right?
Yeah,
like they go under the radar because people just assume they're going to be a contending team. They're going to be a popular pick to win the NFC East. I think the Eagles are a constant at this point.
Talk about popular pick, and it's almost comical when you think about where we were this time last year. But the Cleveland Browns are sort of the sexy team. You know, the team everybody says got a chance to do pretty great things in 2019. Are enough? Well, the pieces are in place, perhaps. But can Freddie Kitchens and his staff, in your estimation, Lewis, sort of pull it all together and make this a team?
Yeah, that's really what the million-dollar question is, and that's why you asked me, right? I don't know if he can, but we're going to find out if he can. It's going to come down to keeping all these combustible, young, energetic, vibrant, socially aware young players that they have on this football team all rowing in the same direction, because all of these guys in their own right are their own corporations. A lot of them have huge social media followings. They're big personalities. Can you keep them all moving in the same direction? Can you keep them all happy when maybe they aren't the focal point, particularly on offense from week to week? And then can you keep them all healthy and keep training them the right way and keep them, keeping them motivated? Because if he can do all that, which is a tall task,
big things can happen.
On paper, they're set up.
Listen, I know one person's got him at 12 wins, somebody at the end of the table there. So, hey.
Let's go.
Browns are bust.
That season started.